Fighter Gary Parker is suing his daughter's former friend, 21-year-old electrical technician Carlos Martinez, for totaling a car. Carlos says when Gary's daughter loaned him the car, she knew he was a reckless driver.
Order, all rise. Now, this is case number 370 on the calendar in the matter of Parker versus Martinez. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Parker, which one of your daughters loaned her car to the defendant?
Jennifer, be that one right there.
Step up, Jennifer. How do you know the defendant?
I used to work with Carlos, and he dated my best friend.
And when did you tell him he could use your car?
I let him use it on August 10th.
Was it the first time you let him use your car?
I let him borrow it to go to his sister's house one time. And
So it wasn't the first time?
No.
Did your father know you were lending him the car?
No, he did not.
Were you under instructions not to let anybody use your car?
Yes, I was.
So why did you let Carlos use the car?
Because the situation he was in, he was supposed to go to a court in Enfield, and he had no other way of getting there, and I felt bad for him. I didn't want him to get in any trouble. And he said that if he didn't go to court, he'd have an arrest warrant out for him.
Oh.
And so I felt bad.
What'd you have to go to court for, Carlos?
A group of us.
Is not an answer.
Nah, it's not. But a group of us, including her, we were at a party with a whole bunch of internationals that come to work at Six Flags. And for me, trying to round up everybody so we can get out of there because the cops had shown up and telling everybody to leave unless you belong to the campus, the cops said, we're going to start with you because I was outside, so he arrested me, threw me in the car.
That's not true, Your Honor. We were at the party, and the cops told us we had to be inside.
Inside where?
Just inside the buildings, and they told everyone they wanted us in the building just because we were being loud and everything. And as long as we stayed inside, there wouldn't be a problem with it. Carlos didn't want to stay inside. He felt that he could be outside if he wanted to, and that's why he was arrested.
Your Honor, I think that's false. I remember the cops saying that they wanted everybody out because everybody was trashed out their minds.
What happened at your court hearing, Carlos?
It got, like, waved off, continuous without finding, nothing really, because it was like I didn't really do nothing. I was just outside.
This was the first time you were ever arrested, Carlos?
No.
So you needed Jennifer's car to go to a court hearing.
Yes.
So what happened? You went to court?
I went to court.
And everything was fine. Yeah. And then you left court, and what happened, Carlos?
I was coming back, going through Springfield, and I went to take a left on the street, ran a stop sign, and hit a car to get back on the highway to go back to Six Flags to drop off her car.
Was anybody injured?
No, thank God.
I wasn't so concerned about you. I was concerned about the other people
So
in
was
the
I.
car. Why did you run the stop sign, Carlos?
I don't know. I probably didn't see it, or I don't know.
Yes.
I think I can shine some light on this. He was being followed by the police. He was cited for failure to stop for a police officer, running a stop sign. He was passing cars, trying to lose him. He took the corner so fast that not only did he not stay in his lane, he went to the other lane, T-boned this car, and flipped it over.
Does that sound right to you?
No.
Well,
Were you being followed by the police?
Nope.
You have a police report?
yes.
I'd like to see it, please.
On the back, there's a date with a pre-trial conference that he had.
Take your hands off your pocket, please.
There's also 2 independent reports that are with that from eyewitnesses. He got out of the car and ran after he T-boned the car in the other lane.
Carlos, when this accident happened, you jumped out of the car and started to run?
No.
Huh?
No.
You weren't pursued by the police?
No.
Really?
Really.
Surprising. All these people must be wrong. Were you driving a green car?
That was her car, yes.
Was the other car green?
No.
The driver of the green sports car got out and ran east on Union Street. The police chased after him.
I was nowhere near Union Street. I was on Main Street.
Well, maybe if I change Union Street to Main Street, you would find it more accurate.
No, because I was parked at a Dunkin' Donuts, so I don't see where you would get Union Street if you knew the area.
I'm not talking Union Street. I'm talking about being pursued by the police, Carlos.
Regardless the fact is not about
Were
the police
you
chasing me. The fact is that
I'm asking
here,
you a question.
and I'm answering you.
Were you pursued by the police?
No.
On foot?
No.
Afterwards? No. These people are so mistaken. In any event, this car was an old car. It was 16 years old, and according to you, it was totaled.
I have pictures of it if you'd like to see before and
I sure
after.
will.
I'd refurbished the car for my daughter. It was in pretty nice shape. beforehand.
Well, that's why Carlos wanted to borrow it. It's in nice shape. Or it was in nice shape.
Yeah, you got to the other
Now it
pictures.
is no longer in nice shape. Now it is a total disaster. A total wreck. Okay. You know what the book value is on the car?
Yes, Your Honor. I went online to Kelly's Blue Book, which is probably the leading authority on book values. I got two of them. One was a trade-in value, one was a resale value. The lower one was a trade-in value. That was the one I used, along with the towing bill. We had to get it home. She had her clothes and school books and everything inside it.
Okay, so the whole thing is $925.
For the car,
Right?
yes.
And you had, I assume, no collision insurance?
No.
Carlos, why don't you feel as if you have any responsibility for this car?
Because, Your Honor, she's lent me the car plenty of times before, not only once, more than 7 times I know she's lent me the car.
Yes?
Not only to go to court, not only to go to my sister's, but for other reasons.
Yes.
She knew how my driving was.
What do you mean how the driving was?
I'll tell you straight up, I'm a reckless driver, right? You know, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, let me ask you this question, Carlos. In the other 7 times that she lent you the car, were you ever in an accident?
Nope.
So that based upon your history of driving our car, she would have no reason to think you wouldn't be as careful on the 8th time as you were on the first 7 times. Let's move on to the other reasons why you don't think you're responsible.
For the simple fact that when the accident did happen and I did get in contact with her, she had told me that she was happy that I was all right and that it wasn't the other way around.
What a nice girl.
Yeah.
She was happy that you were okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Darn it.
and
He also-
shh. I'm listening to Carlos. So she was happy you were okay, and
And this was at another party when I had seen her, and she was like, well, let's not even talk about it. I'm here to get trashed. And that's what we did.
okay, and
That was about it. But she didn't contact me about no matters or nothing.
so your first defense is that when you called and told her about the accident, she said, I'm very glad you're not hurt.
He never called and told me.
Shh. That's the first thing.
Yeah. But it wasn't a phone call, it was that person.
In person. So she said, I'm really glad you're not hurt.
Yeah.
So that's your first defense. And your second defense is she knew that you weren't a good driver. And your third defense is that when you met at a party sometime later, she said, I don't want to talk about it now, let's get trashed.
Yes.
Do you go to school?
I went to college. I'm not going no more.
Well, maybe you should go back
Why?
because you can't speak English. I don't go no more is not English. I don't go to college anymore is English.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gary Parker says Carlos Martinez wrecked his daughter's car while running from the police. Carlos is denying all charges.
One of the things that I find most irritating about you is that you borrowed a car, you had an accident, but it wasn't an accident. In your case, it was an on purpose because you, on purpose, ran a stop sign, was speeding, and you destroyed her car. And instead of being a man and accepting responsibility and saying, look, I'm really sorry, I did that, you know, I will work, whatever I have to do, pay you back slowly for the cost of the car, you come up with these lame excuses and present them to me in shattered English. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,125. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She trusted me to give me the car.
There was no reason for me not to trust him.
Right there, she's responsible right there.
We all make mistakes and accidents. You just have to own up to them and take care of them when it happens.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Lawrence versus Goss. Step forward, please.
Home care nurse Darius Lawrence is suing her roommate, real estate agent Ron Goss, for unpaid cleaning and landscaping services. Ron has a countersuit for unpaid rent.
Miss Lawrence, according to your complaint, you answered an ad in the newspaper for a roommate. And you moved in with the defendant, is that right?
Yes.
And you claim a rather interesting arrangement that you came to an agreement with the defendant that instead of paying rent, you would do housework and landscaping around the house.
What it was is I would do rent and trade with bill credit if I needed to ask.
What does that mean?
In
Rent
other
and
words,
trade.
The rent was $275 plus utilities, and if I did work for him, he would give me credit off my rent and my utilities.
And your lawsuit says that you did so much work around the house that he owes you money.
And landscaping.
And landscaping that he owes you money.
And I paid products to keep the home together, and I bought food, kept the refrigerator full.
The defendant says that there was no such arrangement except for 1 month when he did give you a credit for doing some cleaning because you were short of money. He is counterclaiming not only for the rent that you owe him, but also because he says that you forced out 2 other tenants because of your bizarre behavior. So that's what this case is about. All right. When did you see the ad in the paper?
On May 4th.
When did you move in?
The 29th of May.
And what kind of property is it?
It's a house that he sold to a friend of his.
And you had your own room?
Yes.
And full use of the house? Other than that?
Yes.
When did you move out?
I haven't. We still live there together in the residence.
I'm in the process, Your Honor, of evicting her. I gave her a 30-day notice on November 3rd. She was to be out December 3rd. She didn't leave, so then I had to go and do a forced eviction. Yesterday, we were at the courthouse for her to get out. She does not want to leave. She has not paid me a single dime of rent since September 8th.
So you're still living together?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How unpleasant. Okay. Tell me about this first conversation that you had with him with regard to the rent.
He asked me what type of things do I do. I told him I'm a professional cleaner. I do landscaping, and I would do a trade private house cleaning, his laundry, his basic chores, etc. I told him I would keep the refrigerator full, do the cooking.
What kind of reduction in rent would that be?
I thought an honorable fair trade when I came to him and requested it.
Miss Lawrence, you always pick a dollar amount. If you pay someone for cleaning your home, that's so much. So you tell me, is what you're saying that you had no fixed amount that you would have your rent reduced by doing these chores?
Well, I explained to him landscaping I thought was a fair deal. Each week was $25 a week. And for a home his size, I thought $10 an hour was fair for private and professional cleaning.
Okay. And you explained that to him. You said $10 an hour for professional cleaning and $25 for landscaping. Is that what you said to him?
Yes, I explained that to him.
Just look at me. Don't look down.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you explain how many hours you thought it would take to clean the house?
No, ma'am.
You didn't. So it was sort of open-ended. If you decided to really clean for 5 hours a day or 3 hours a day, it would be $30 a day, and you did that every day. So you would keep a running tag of how much work you did in the house, and at the end of the month, you would probably be presenting him a bill.
That's what I was trying to do with him.
And so now you claim that he owes you $3,266 for the cleaning and landscaping services that you performed from May until now.
That's correct.
And for a refund of rent because you did give him some money in rent.
Yes, ma'am.
And you, of course, want that back because why would you pay him anything if you were doing all this work, right?
Well, I wasn't going to try to be greedy and want all the rent back. I just wanted a fair adjustment with him, but he wouldn't come to the dickering table and read my receipts.
And $1,650 should have been paid for rent. And how much did you actually pay him?
What I calculated I came up with is $1,200.
How much did she pay you in rent, sir?
I'd say $485 to $500 is what she gave me in the
So
settlement.
let's say $500. That's being generous.
Yes.
It's $1,100 owing on rent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you have a conversation, Mr. Gauze, with Miss Lawrence about doing this house cleaning for $10 an hour and landscaping for $25 an hour?
First off, Judge, she came in May 15th with no upfront rent or deposits. I told her I would take off $125 the first month to help her out, and I was to get $150 within the next month. She was getting unemployment checks at the time. She was going to pay me weekly with those checks. It was very sporadic, $30, maybe 3 weeks, $40, another 3 weeks. She never gave me a full month's rent ever. And in the meantime, I had 2 roommates move in. One, June 1, which would be about 2 weeks after she came. He could only make it 2 weeks because she drove him out of the house. She likes to control the house like it's hers, and he couldn't take it. So I lost rent from him. And then another roommate came in about August. He lasted 3 weeks. He had to leave because of her also.
I'm not entertaining that part of your lawsuit,
Okay.
sir. Let's talk about answering my question. When she didn't pay you rent, say, the second month, did you have a conversation with her?
Yes, I wanted her to leave. I said I could not afford her. I said I want to rent a room for money, not for services. I could not afford her. I told her that in the summertime.
And what did she say?
She just kept assuming that I could, and she kept doing the jobs, and I wanted her to leave since August.
When you say she kept doing the jobs, did you ask her to do any work?
No, I told her I could not afford her many times. I said I just want the rent. that was stated.
When, for the first time, did you tell her that you wanted her out?
I would say about 1st of August, after the second guy left. He was wanting to stay, and I was trying to get rid of her then. So it's been quite a while since I've been trying to get her out. So then I had to do it with the court process.
I'm going to go back to my initial question to you, Mr. Gauze. Did you ever sit down and discuss with her that she would charge you what she considered fair, $10 an hour for cleaning and $25 for landscaping?
No.
Did that conversation ever take place?
No.
Of course it didn't. You couldn't even look me straight in the eye and give me that line. Miss Lawrence, you moved into this gentleman's house and you have not paid rent. If another judge won't tell you, I will. He wants you to pay rent or get out. He's told you that now for 5 months. So my question to you is, why don't you move?
I paid rent. Here's my rent receipts.
Let me see your receipts. Those are rent receipts. Is that what you're showing me?
Rent receipts?
Just
Yes.
listen, before she hands me that stack of papers, are you showing me rent receipts?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. What's this $72, the first thing?
When I give him cash, I write on the back of my receipt, I paid rent. And then I have money orders from my credit union, money orders from the check exchange, and those are the receipts.
No, those are not receipts. That's baloney. I don't know what some other judge is going to buy of your story. I don't buy this. This is a money order, and this was for $40. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Allegedly to him. Then we have some more of these $25. So every time you took cash out of a machine, you consider this a rent receipt.
What he did is took cash and money orders. He took both.
Baloney. You're a hustler. This is all garbage. Has nothing to do with rent. Now, Miss Lawrence, why don't you move? Is my question. He's not happy. You can't be happy. Why are you imposing yourself on this man and not paying rent?
Because he offered me honorable fair trade and he broke his agreement.
You're full of baloney, madam. You made up a story when you said to me that you had an agreement that he would pay you $10 an hour for cleaning and $25 for landscaping. That's baloney. It doesn't make sense. It defies common sense. I would have to say that he's a lunatic for doing that. You keep the records of how much you earn. At the end of the month, you present him a bill for $500 and say, you owe me money. I don't owe you money, you owe me money. He doesn't look like a nut to me. So your claim is dismissed. It's baloney. You owe him $1,100 in rent. On the counterclaim, that's what I'm awarding you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step.
Old hairdresser Maria Marafino is suing her ex-husband, 35-year-old electrician Felix Wages, for a big screen TV and personal property. Felix is countersuing for stolen money and for the cost of Maria's breast enhancement.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 165 on the calendar in the matter of Marafino versus Wages. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Miss Marafino, you and the defendant were married, divorced, and according to your complaint, tried to reconcile. The reconciliation did not work out, and it is your claim that the defendant has a television set that belongs to you, in addition to other personal property.
Yes.
The defendant says that the television set was a gift to him, and he has a counterclaim. Counterclaim says that you cleaned out his bank accounts, that you owe him for some medical bills, and some important papers that he wants. Is that right?
That's correct.
So let's get some dates. When did you try this reconciliation?
I moved back in on December of 2000.
For how long?
I moved out again on March 20th.
Okay. And when did you purchase this television set?
March 2nd, it was purchased.
What kind of television?
It was a Mitsubishi large screen, 50-inch, I believe.
A man's television. You want me to tell you how I know that, Mrs. Marafino? Bert, don't look so disgusted. I'm going to tell you. I have a lovely living room in my house that I spent a great deal of time trying to make just perfect. Right in the corner as you walk in is this monster 55-inch television set that is the ugliest thing I ever saw. It's not mine.
This one's mine, Your Honor.
Okay. So tell me the circumstances surrounding you purchasing it.
We discussed it, and I said that I would buy it, and I bought it. There was no mention of a gift. It was not a gift.
It's not true.
Just a minute, I'll get to you in a minute. At that point, you were living together as a family. Is that right?
Correct. We were not married at the time.
I understand, but you were living together as a family.
Yes.
How are the bills being handled?
My income and his income went into one joint account, and they were paid out of that one account.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Where did the money come from for this television set? From the joint account or from your individual account?
You have to excuse, I only have a copy of my tax income return.
Just answer my question.
Okay.
The money, did you pay
Was
cash?
a tax income refund.
Just a second. Did you pay cash
No.
for this television set?
It was a check,
From where?
our joint account.
That's what I'm asking you, so let's just get to it. What you're saying is you both pooled your money into a joint account,
Yes,
and from that you paid all the bills.
yes,
And when you got your income tax refund, it went into the joint account.
yes,
And it was from the joint account that the television was paid from.
yes.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Now, you explain to me why, sir, you believe this was a gift to you.
Basically, I had wanted a big screen TV, and we were saving up money to make that purchase or whatever. She said she was going to be getting her income tax check back and put it in the account, and that she was going to buy this TV for me as a present. And eventually, we were going to save up some more money, and the agreement was that eventually we would purchase a hot tub. Basically, that's what she wanted.
Did you get a tax refund that year?
Did I get a tax refund? Yes, it was after we had separated already.
Let's say, sir, that this was not a gift to you. This was something that was purchased for the household. For the household.
Okay.
Then you would have to distribute the property. Now, let's say this came out of joint funds.
Mm-hmm.
But you kept the property, right?
That's correct.
And it's brand new property. It's not something that was purchased 10 years ago.
That's correct.
You got to pay for it, unless you want to give it the television set.
That's correct.
Oh, then we've resolved the whole issue.
Well,
How much was the television
Your Honor,
set?
Your Honor.
$1,960.
I have
Your
a
Honor.
letter here, though, stating that she had accepted her losses and that she's moved on.
Your Honor, that was
And-
before I filed the lawsuit.
Just a minute. I'll take a look at your letter. I'll take a look at your letter.
That was a letter I received a few days after she had come and taken everything.
You mean you want me to read the part where she says, I've cut my losses with my possessions and have moved on?
Right, correct.
Give her the money for the television set, sir. You watching it? You watching it? It's in your house?
Yes.
Then you pay her for it. It came out of a joint account. But as you said, most of it was paid for, or if not all of it was paid
All of
for
it,
out of
Your Honor.
all of it was paid out of her money, and the expectation was you were going to save up more of your joint money and buy her what she wanted. The relationship terminated before that, so she never got her end of the deal, which was her hot tub, right?
That's correct, but...
Good.
Okay.
$1,960 television set, personal property. What kind of personal property are you talking about?
My son's sporting goods stuff. I had a police escort, so there wouldn't be any problems. The police officer told us both that whatever he said I could have is what I could get because he owned the home. I asked for a walkthrough of the house. I didn't really see anything, and the TV was nowhere in the house. Anyway, my stuff and my son's stuff.
Where'd you move the TV?
Your Honor,
Where'd you move the TV? It's a big TV to move. Where'd you move it?
to a friend's house.
Why? Why?
Because I didn't want any trouble. I didn't want to be fighting and starting a fight. We had problems with our relationship.
first
She
you
left.
got-
She cleared out the whole
I'll get to
checking
your
and savings
counterclaim in
account.
a minute, sir. Do you have her son's sporting equipment?
Yes, I do.
Where is it?
It's in the garage.
Good. You give it to him. What else?
That's
Assorted clothes, assorted kitchen stuff,
Forget it.
a treadmill.
You have her treadmill?
Your Honor, that treadmill was at the house, and when she came to get her possessions, she said that it would not fit in her house, and she left it on the back patio.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there.
If you want to make arrangements to go and get it, go and get it.
Well, Your Honor, it's been out in the rain. It was.
Should have filed your lawsuit before. You're not going to get money for it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Maria Marafino says ex-husband Felix Waiches owes for a big screen TV and the return of her property.
Now, you say that she cleaned out a bank account. What bank account did she clean out and when?
It was our joint account, basically the day after she had left.
Can I see it?
It's all highlighted, the amounts and the day she had done it.
Just a minute. Just a minute. Did you withdraw money from the checking account?
There was $1,400 in the checking account. I took out $700.
There was two right in a row there, Your Honor, one for $700, one for $726 right underneath it.
Yeah, and you must have took that out because, Your Honor, I did not.
Well, there's one on the 25th and there's one on the 26th,
Right,
so I can't tell. You might have taken one out the next day. Is that possible?
Not that I recall, I did not.
Well,
I mean,
not that you recall.
Well, I know for a fact I did not.
Fine. She was going to clean out the checking account. She would have done it on the same day.
Also, Your
well,
Honor...
now, Your Honor, on there, on the second page, you can see she went back into the account the next month and withdrew more money out of the account. She proceeded to use...
You're talking about $41.75?
Your Honor,
And
I
she
did
had
take
told me-
$40 out, and $175, I think, was a little ATM charge.
Why did you take it out the following month?
Because I needed food, groceries. I went
but you'd
out
already
with...
taken out your half.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
So he gets credit for $41. Okay. Now, the savings account, you took
There
the
was
whole thing.
$305 in the savings,
Right.
and I took out $300 of it.
That's not half. Did you both put money in the savings account?
No, Your Honor, he has a business account that he was putting money in as well that had over $1,000 in it at the time.
No, that doesn't answer my question. Were you both putting money in the savings account?
Yes.
Then you were only entitled to half, not the entire amount.
Okay.
So he gets credit for $150. Okay.
Can I explain why I'm actually asking for more money?
No, I'm not interested why you're actually asking for more money.
Well, Your Honor...
I'm not interested. Anybody who takes the television out of the house so that it's not there, I'm not interested in what they have to say about that. She took out half. You have half. Now, let's hear about the medical bills, sir. That's another part of your counterclaim.
When we had gotten back together again, I had received an income tax check. I had signed the income tax check over to her to get a breast enhancement. And basically, I figured if she could give this TV as a present to me and ask for it back, that was a present to her.
He'd like my implants back?
Forget it. What's next? It's an interesting theory. Let's go. Next. Papers.
She has papers from the house, mortgage papers and everything like that.
Is the house in your name?
Yes, it is.
Those his papers?
Yes, ma'am.
Give them to him.
This was in one of the garbage can bags that he packed of my stuff.
It's not
They're all
very
there.
organized. 191. So $1,769 for the television set if he's going to keep
Your
it.
Honor, that's out of a joint account. I don't understand that.
Is it back in your house?
Yes, it's in my house.
You've moved it back.
Yes.
Pay for it. Even
It's just-
listen to me. Even if I take what your excuse for this television set was as gospel, the agreement was that since she was getting the money at that point, and I'm speaking and you're not receiving,
Okay, I'm hearing what you're saying, Your Honor.
that the television set was going to be purchased first, and then when you got your money, your tax refund, you would purchase the hot tub with your money that would go into the joint account because that's what she wanted. Well, that contract was never fulfilled. It was never fulfilled because I'm speaking and you're not receiving. You're going to try to talk around me, over me, through me. It's not going to work. Your contract, therefore, with her was not fulfilled. And she gets either the television back or the money for the television back. $1,769 judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
After now, we will never be together again.
I think he's a selfish, evil man.
And now the next case.
All parties on Moeller versus Stevens. Step forward, please.
Commercial pilot Doug Moeller is suing his neighbors, Roger and Jackie Stevens, and their son, 17-year-old Brian. Doug says Brian purposefully damaged his daughter's bicycle. The Stevens are countersuing for the cost of a bike and damage to their screen door.
Mr. Moeller, it is your claim that the defendant's son damaged your daughter's bike.
That's correct.
The defendant says that he caused no damage to the bike, and they are counterclaiming because they say that their daughter's bike was stolen from your backyard and it's your fault. B, that your son tore a hole in their screen door. You weren't there during this bike incident?
No, ma'am, I wasn't.
I'd like you to sit down.
Okay.
and your children up here. Now, you aren't present either, is that right?
Correct.
So you can sit down, leaving the alleged perpetrator standing. When did this happen?
Around midsummer last year.
Tell me about the day.
We went over to see my cousin that we always play with.
You have to speak up because I can't hear you. Tell me your first name.
Timothy Moeller.
All right, Timothy, keep your voice up. You hear the way I'm talking?
Yeah.
Try to do it.
Okay.
Good. Okay, go ahead.
Brian started jumping up and down on the bike.
That's Brian.
Yeah.
What were you doing on the bike?
I was sitting on it. I've never seen a bike like that before, so I was testing out the shocks.
Testing out the shocks.
Right.
And how, Brian, were you testing out the shocks?
I bounced up and down on the seat a couple times and lifted the front tire off the ground about 2 inches and then let it go.
It was a girl's bike, wasn't it? It
No, it wasn't.
was a boy's bike.
Yeah,
Big or little?
it was big. It was a 20-inch.
Your Honor, could I give you a photograph of the bicycle as
Yes,
evidence?
I'd like to see it.
This is a photograph of the bicycle with a bicycle license, and it shows that these are actually children's bicycles. Quite a bit smaller than an adult would be riding.
Mm-hmm. Small?
I didn't think it was.
Small?
Okay.
Okay. Who told you you could get on the bike?
Nobody.
Can I see the wheel, please? How old are you?
17. I
So
was
get a
16
job
at the
and
time.
pay for the wheel. Wheel's all bent. Wheel's all bent. Would you step up, sir? Okay. We'll make very quick work of this part of the case. Your son got on a bike without permission, tested out the springs, didn't ride it the way it was supposed to be ridden, and they say as a result of that, the wheel was broken. So?
Well, according to my witness, my daughter and my son, when he got off, it was still on the kickstand. She got back on it. She rode home on it. We felt that if he had done it, she would have went home. If she'd have done it right then, she'd have went home and told her father, hey, Brian just damaged my bike. But the story that we got is that the next day or so, he noticed the damage, came to the children and said, what happened to your bike? We're not sure. We think maybe when Brian was on it, you know, and so we just don't feel that he did it. It may have happened later.
Well, what you feel is irrelevant.
Okay.
Relevant facts are he got on a bike without permission. He was testing the shocks.
Okay.
He's a big boy. He jumped up and down. I mean, at least he's telling the truth. Now, when you went to ride the bike home, did you see anything different in riding the bike?
The bicycle wheel was rubbing up against the side of the bike.
And did you feel that before he had gotten on the bike to test it?
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Okay, so now I need the bill. I mean, it's not malicious, it's not terrible, but you pay the bill. $106, is that what it cost?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Now, let's get what?
Your Honor, could I speak for just a second, please?
Sure.
What we've heard here is in a large part a fabrication. In fact, I'd like to call Michelle Stevens as a witness, if I could, please,
Just a
Brian.
second, sir, you just won your case. Why do you have to call
Well,
anything?
I know, but there's a little bit more than $106 involved here.
What?
It cost me $27 to file this in small claims court in Wichita, Kansas.
Oh, okay.
And there was more damage to it than just the wheel. The handlebar extensions were damaged, the pedals were damaged, the bicycle seat was torn up.
But I asked for the bill to fix
Yeah,
it.
you got the bill.
You
That's
got
correct.
the bill, $106.40.
That's correct.
That's the bill that you gave me.
That's correct.
So?
Well, I guess that's the end of the story then.
That's the end of the story.
All right.
You just
Okay.
won. Sit.
Very good.
This is not a major toxic waste pollution case.
I understand.
A bent bicycle wheel. All right, let me get to the bottom line of your case, which I've read. Let me see if I understand it. Your daughter was playing over at their house. The plaintiff wants to go someplace. And according to you, he said to the kids, why don't you just put the bikes in the backyard? The daughter put her bike in their backyard. The bike was stolen. And based on that, you believe it's his fault.
His responsibility.
No, that's wrong. How old is your daughter?
13,
So she had the capacity to say, I'm going to go put my bike in my garage?
which she did. And he said, no, just put it in our backyard. We won't be gone very long. And both of the girls' bicycles got stolen.
You want to go further and tell me about this torn screen?
This is just
When did that
what I
happen?
get from the kids. This was last summer.
Did you tear the screen in Mr. Stevens' house?
No, ma'am.
You have a witness with regard to the torn screen?
Yes. My
I'll
son.
hear you, Brian.
I was inside the house, and these two kids and my sister were inside, and I was trying to watch TV, and they were being loud, so they went outside.
I locked the door, so they were locked out. I heard a noise at my window, and I opened the curtain, and Timothy was there with a stick poking a hole through it.
Did you poke a hole through the screen?
Uh-uh.
Did you replace the screen?
No, but I have an estimate to have it replaced.
You went through a whole summer with a screen with a hole in it from a stick?
Yes, ma'am.
Get a patch. I can understand why you're aggravated, but it's unfortunate that people who had a rather pleasant relationship have any tension because of this. That's your fault. They're all a lot younger than you are. So the first thing that happened was you locked your sister and her two friends out of the house because you wanted to watch television in peace. Is that what happened with the screen? Stupid. Then you got on a bike, jumped up and down on the bike, not your bike, and bent the wheel. Also, stupid. As a result of that, two families, which had, I assume, gotten along reasonably well together if you let your daughter go with the plaintiff before, have any kind of friction now. Very, very stupid. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $133, the counterclaims dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
29-year-old Autumn Decker and her son, 5-year-old Connor, are suing 44-year-old Marie Moore. Autumn says Marie's Malamute puppy bit Connor in the face.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 261 on the calendar in the matter of Decker versus Moore. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mrs. Decker, the defendant's dog bit your son on the face.
Yes.
The defendant does not deny that her dog bit your son, but her defense is that you failed to supervise your son, and that's really why he was bitten. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. When did this happen?
On September 9th,
Where were you?
we were at Riverside Park in Grand Rapids at a Indian powwow.
How large is this powwow? How many people attend the powwow?
Couple hundred.
Was it crowded?
Fairly.
What time did it happen?
Approximately between 3 and 3:30 in the afternoon.
Where was your son?
We had gotten back with food, and he was about 5 feet behind me. We were sitting in the booth.
What booth?
My friend's stepfather owns a jewelry booth, and then her mother has a candy booth, and we were with them.
Who was watching your son?
He was amongst all the other kids.
How many other kids?
4.
You didn't see this attack?
No.
How old is he?
5.
Is he smart 5?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Connor.
Connor. Connor, would you come and sit up here for me? Because I can't see you over that high table.
Can you get up there? Here we go.
Hi, Connor. Do you know who I am? You know my
Judge Judy.
Right. Do you know what my job is? Do you know that you're in a court? Do you know what happens in a court? Did your mom tell you?
No.
Well, let me tell you. In a court, two people have a disagreement, and I'm supposed to make a decision as to who's right and who's wrong. You understand that? So it's very important that the people who tell me things in court tell me only the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the truth is?
Yeah. People tell the truth.
Hopefully, they always tell the truth. Do you always tell the truth? Do you remember when you were at the powwow in Riverside Park? Remember that day? Do you remember the day you got bitten by the dog?
Yeah, it did.
It did what?
We were right here.
Do you remember what the dog looked like? Don't remember. That's maybe a good thing.
He does.
Was it a big dog or a little dog, Connor?
Big.
Did you go up to the dog to pet it?
Yeah.
And what happened when you went up to the dog to pet it?
Her asked me if I wanted to pet it, and I said yes. And
Who asked you?
the lady, and I said yeah, and I said it to pet it, and it bit me.
So the lady asked you if you wanted to pet it. Did any of the other children want to pet the dog?
Shane did, and it didn't bit him.
It didn't. Show me where the dog bit you, Connor.
Right here, and you can't really see that one.
Did the lady who had the dog help you after the dog bit you? Who came to help you?
My mom.
Okay. All right, Connor, you can go and sit down over there. Okay. What happened immediately after your son was bitten?
When I heard him scream, I got up. I had put my food down, turned around. Somebody was holding him. I don't know if it was the defendant or my friend's mother. I wasn't even paying attention. I immediately grabbed him. Somebody was handing me paper towel, and I was going for first aid. And I saw out of the corner of my eye the defendants headed towards the parking lot with the dog.
What kind of dog was it?
A white Malamute.
That's a pretty big dog.
Yes.
Connor went to the hospital?
Yes.
And what happened at the hospital?
We waited for approximately 5 hours, and then they sedated him and gave him 9 stitches in the face.
Did you have consultations with plastic surgeons with regard to the scar on his face?
They do not want to see him until the scars are at least 6 months old.
Now I'll hear your version of the story.
We were at the Indian powwow the 9th of September. My friend Wolf Runner and his wife had booths. There are thousands of people there. It's a very large Indian gathering.
So it's very crowded?
Very, very noisy. A lot of people coming and going. We were behind his booth. The 3 children that were together, my friend Wolf Runner introduced to me as his grandchildren. Connor being one of them, and the other boy being another, and there was one other. I don't know his name.
There were a lot of other dogs there?
Quite a few, on leashes, just like mine.
Mm-hmm.
We kept mine by the booth. The little boy, brother, had pet the dog. I was sitting right there. The dog was on his haunches, sitting. Not a problem. We were very careful. He is a big puppy. He's still a puppy.
How old is he?
He's a year and a half old. I have pictures.
I'd like to see the picture.
Okay. We were in back of the booths getting ready to say goodbye to my friends, Bonnie and Wolf Runner. The dog was sitting on his haunches. My friend Rick, my witness, had the dog by the leash. I had him by the collar. The little boy wanted to pet him. The dog never got up off his butt. He petted the dog's nose. My dog never growled, barked, nothing. I don't know what happened. He turned his head. The dog, within a second or less, grabbed his face. Rick had him down on the ground. I picked the little boy up. He was still standing. I called Bonnie, who I thought was his grandmother. That's who I was introduced to. And Bonnie came running out, and I handed the little boy to his mother, if that's who it was. And the dog was never loose nor anything.
I understand that.
Yeah.
There's no question that the dog was on a leash.
Right. And after the bite, Wolf Runner said, "Get the dog out of here." I don't know what agitated it. Get him out. I said, "Please let me know as soon as possible." And he said he would.
Okay. Step up, please. Tell me your name.
Richard Scio.
Mr. Scio, if you were to relate to me the events of that afternoon, would they be pretty much consistent with what the defendant had just told me?
Yes, ma'am.
So the little boy did absolutely nothing to the dog?
No.
The little boy came up, touched the dog on the nose. The dog did not flinch. He didn't torment the dog. He didn't spook the dog. And the dog, when he turned his face, the dog just went for him.
Mm-hmm. Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Autumn Decker says her son, 5-year-old Connor, was bitten in the face by Marie Moore's dog.
It's not a difficult case. No. Here we have a situation where you have a child who's been injured by your dog. I don't even have to ask you whether your dog has bitten anybody else before. No. I assume not.
Never.
But the dog did bite this child.
Yes, he did.
And who should bear, first, the financial cost of the doctor's bills, et cetera, with regard to the dog? Clearly, you have to do that. You know, it's always difficult when you take a dog to a large gathering. I'm a dog owner, and I know that even my little dog gets a little nervous when they're around so many, she said hundreds, you said thousands of people. When you have a big dog that's around thousands of people and there are kids, you sometimes run the risk of your dog becoming more agitated than normal, more anxious than normal. So you are clearly responsible. I don't think that you're bad people. You did have your dog on a leash, but you're clearly responsible. I don't buy into this sometimes artificial statutory scheme which says that every dog is entitled to one bite before the owner's liable. In my view, which is, I believe, the common law view of this kind of situation, you have an innocent party and a guilty party. The guilty party had a dog, looks like a lovely animal, but certainly capable of doing damage, and did damage, and you're responsible, absolutely. Your request for judgment is for $3,000, which I assume includes your medical bills and whatever plastic surgery Connor is going to have to fix that scar on his face. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She filed enough papers in our county that they came to my home and took my dog and killed him.
Any dog that bites, especially a child, should automatically be euthanized after the quarantine.
The lady asked me if I wanted to pet it, and I said, yeah, and I came up to pet it, and it bit me.
And now the next case.
All parties on Punterero versus Peach. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Corinne Punterero is suing her ex-roommate, 22-year-old student Rebecca Peach, for breaking a lease. Rebecca says she moved out because she needed gallbladder surgery.
Ms. Pontuero, according to your complaint, you and the defendant know each other from college, and you had decided to room together for this coming year.
Yes.
When did you sign the lease?
Last year.
What month?
I believe it was in April.
And at some time, about a month later, the defendant decided that she did not want to live with you, and you've had to move into this rental by yourself. You want her to pay her share of the year's rent.
Yes, it's a 3-bedroom apartment. There's me and one other housemate. And with her not living there, we're responsible for her rent. Our landlord is now taking us to court for her part of the rent. In the lease, it says that no matter what, you're jointly and severely responsible for fulfillment of the lease.
Severally, not severely, severally. Let me have the lease, please.
I have this from both years.
Okay. When did you change your mind?
I actually have an email I've written to Corinne. It's dated June 12th. That states that I won't be coming.
It's dated what?
June 12th.
Okay, you changed your mind June 12th.
It wasn't so much changing my mind. I was very ill. Corinne and I were disagreeing. It was not a very good living environment for myself. And I have doctors, notes, everything. It was impossible for me to come back to school.
So then what did you do to try to get a new roommate?
With me being sick, it was hard.
What
That's
were you
why
sick with?
I had my gallbladder taken out 2 years ago. I vomit a lot. I throw up a lot. That's why I had written her the email to let her know that I won't be back, that I'm going to need help with this.
Let me see the email.
I have it highlighted where I said I wasn't going to be back.
You were all supposed to move in on the end of August. Is that right?
Yeah.
And according to this lease, the landlord wanted payments for the rent in 2 parts, $4,000 in the beginning of one semester, and then in the spring semester, another $4,000. The spring semester doesn't start until when? February, March?
January.
January. And what you're suing her for is really 1/3 of the entire lease. Is that right?
Yes.
I don't know about this vacuum cleaner and television set.
Your Honor, I also have an email dated June 12th also. She never said anything about being sick. She never gave me that reason.
We were fighting. I didn't feel the reason. I need to explain myself.
Well, it's a rather nasty email, and it seems to me a lot of other things going on other than just your former gallbladder condition, Ms. Peach. You had an obligation to try to locate a 3rd roommate to take over your obligation under the lease.
I understand that.
You have an obligation to what they call ameliorate your damages, which means you too have to make an effort to locate a 3rd roommate.
We posted these all around campus, and usually when everybody looks for an apartment, you sign the lease well ahead of time. Right now, everybody in school already has signed leases for their living arrangements next year. So finding a roommate now is next to impossible because everybody already has their apartment.
Well, at this point, yes, but probably not in June, and certainly not for the spring semester.
Well, we've been looking. We found
because
somebody...
situations change, so there is no way that I'm going to grant you an award for the entire amount of the rent that's due and owing, because the spring semester is a whole different scenario. Having had kids in school, I know that after a few months in college, situations change. And kids say, I don't like living with you, and I don't like living with you. I'm going to look for a new roommate. You make new friends, so you can find yourself in a position of filling up that 3rd bedroom, which I'm sure you use now occasionally anyway. You have visitors come up and they use that room?
Actually, it's pretty empty.
That's not what I asked you. I said, do you sometimes have visitors, friends come up and use that room? Parents, anybody else?
Not that room, no.
They don't use that room. It just stands as a shrine to the defendant. What's next?
If I may interject for a second.
Sure.
The TV we had bought together, I had left her half the money for it when I moved out in the summertime. And the vacuum cleaner, I don't remember us having one second semester because our first semester housemate took it with her. We didn't have a vacuum the second semester.
Well, that's what some of the other things she's suing for, a vacuum cleaner and a television set.
I had gotten a phone call from the Fredonia Police Department about me stealing a television and a vacuum cleaner. Now, when I went up to school, I made sure nobody was there. I took all of my stuff out, left her half the money for the TV we bought together, which was $60.
And did you take the TV?
And I took the TV with me. And I did not take the vacuum. I'm living at home. I don't need the vacuum cleaner.
At the time, I didn't know she had left the money because my other housemate had set it aside for me, but she wasn't home. So I went to the police department and I filled out this report, and I find it hard to believe that the TV and all her stuff would be gone, along with the vacuum cleaner.
Well,
but
she says she took the TV, but she left you money, which you acknowledged because your roommate had the money.
Yeah, she
and
took
just
the money.
didn't tell you, so you included the TV in the police report that you filed against her, and the TV should not have been included in that police report.
Well, she says that we bought the TV together, and we did not. I bought it on my credit card, and I have the receipt here if you want.
We split that.
Well, it's very possible you put it on your... I'm not going to get involved with $60 for a television
That's fine,
set.
too, but I did not take a vacuum cleaner.
There's no proof that you took the vacuum cleaner. What's next?
Well, I have all the copies of the bills from last semester. That some of them we still owe, some of them are in her name, some of them are in mine.
I just got a $617 phone bill in my name, which I don't know why it's still in my name, but I just received this phone bill from the phone company.
Let me see. Why don't you, Bert, instead of my looking at them, why don't you have them exchange these bills and look at them?
Your Honor, I acknowledge these bills.
Good.
What I want to say is that I never received them to pay them.
Okay, so there are $624.17 in bills that she says that you owe from last semester, and you got a phone bill for $600.
And $17, yes.
Right?
Actually, all these numbers are her numbers. They're all in Long Island. They're all West Palm Beach.
There's Buffalo in there, Williamsville from her town. So
well, I will be glad to go through them and find out which ones are mine, but the vast majority of them are from hers.
Let me see. You expect me to go through all these charges?
No.
Good. Then step outside. Call you back in 5 minutes. Here, Bert, send them outside, please. Thank you. Okay, so who was Talkie Sally?
Well, I went over the long-distance bills, highlighted what I owe, everything from the Buffalo and Buffalo area, and I owe $9.30.
Is that right?
I guess so. I didn't really look at it.
What do you mean?
She had it.
Really
She had the
look?
calculator. I was.
All right, so let me see the entire phone bill, please. All right, Miss Peach.
Yes.
So from your phone bill of $617, the plaintiff owes you $9.30.
That's fine.
So it's a good lesson. Miss Peach, your lesson is as follows. How old are you?
22.
If you're 22, you're an adult. When you're an adult and you enter into a contract, you are obligated to fulfill your contract. You're no longer a kid. But you have an obligation, too, to reduce your damages. You can't sit there with a 3-bedroom apartment and say, well, now I have a bedroom for myself, a bedroom for my roommate, and I got a whole area for storage. Don't play with paper when I'm talking to you. It's rude. So I believe that you are entitled to this semester's portion of her rent for the fall semester, because I agree with you that it could have been difficult in June to try to find a new roommate. That doesn't mean that I believe that you can't find somebody else for the spring semester. Now, that doesn't mean that you necessarily don't have a cause of action against her if, in the spring semester, after a good faith effort to locate another roommate, you're not able to locate another roommate. This award will cover this semester's rent, clear, plus your utility bills from last year. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,948. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Is suing his ex-fiancée, Betty Sestella, for the return of an engagement ring and wedding band and unauthorized bank withdrawals. Betty is countersuing for the cost of an engagement necklace and for the return of her money.
Order. All rise. Yes, case number 322 on the calendar in the matter of Pritchard versus Sestella. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
All right, the engagement didn't work out. Why can't you two folks just, put a period and get on with your lives? Any reason? You want your engagement/wedding ring set back.
Yes, ma'am.
And you claim that the defendant also took money out of a bank account.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant wants her engagement necklace back that she gave you. She wants reimbursement for some jewelry that you pawned of hers. And she wants a return of money that she said she put in your joint bank account that you were supposed to be saving. Were you living together when you were engaged?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did you give her the engagement ring?
May 11th.
Tell me the circumstances around you giving her the engagement ring.
Was
it a surprise?
No, ma'am. She went with me and picked out the rings and helped
She
negotiate
went to the store
price.
with you?
That's correct.
So far, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me about this engagement necklace. When did you get that?
I believe it was in April.
It was May, actually, May 3rd, that I purchased the necklace.
May 3rd, but you
Yes.
gave it to him before you got your engagement ring.
Yes, ma'am. It was at the jewelry store that we were going to purchase my engagement ring at.
I want you to tell me the circumstances surrounding you giving him the necklace.
Okay. We had broke up at one point, and he had pawned my wedding band from my ex-husband, his gold chain, and a Texas ring of his. He told me when I got the stuff out of the pawn that for me to go ahead and give the gold chain of his to my eldest son. So that's what I did. So whenever we were looking at jewelry there at the jewelry...
So you got the jewelry out of the pawn shop?
Yes, ma'am.
How much was it to get the jewelry out of the pawn?
$180.
So you had all the pieces of jewelry in your possession?
Yes.
Do you still?
The only thing that I still have is the necklace.
What happened to the other property?
I gave it back to him.
Including your wedding band?
No, this is my wedding band from my ex-husband.
Well, so you kept that?
Right, because that was not from him. It wasn't his.
No, I understand that, but you kept that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you kept the gold necklace?
Correct.
What kind of gold necklace is it?
It's a Figaro chain.
Can I see it, please?
And he told me to give it to my oldest son, Jeremy.
Okay.
So, in which I got it back from Jeremy.
Okay. Fine. Let's get to the necklace that you got him. Did you buy it on the day that you bought the engagement rings?
No, ma'am, because we went to another jewelry store and found something less expensive, and we purchased those, which was just a few days within one another.
How much did you pay for this necklace?
$525.
You have the receipt for it?
It's on the back of my check. They did it like if it was a credit card. And it's from Northlake Jewelers, which it says on the back.
Mm-hmm. And do you have the receipt from the engagement rings?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see them, please? Okay. Where is the necklace?
It's at home.
You want your rings back? Your rings are clearly more expensive than the necklace.
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't you give her the necklace back and she'll give you the rings back?
Well, because it was not an engagement gift. It was a gift to replace...
A gift to replace what?
Part of her story's online, but the necklace part, I didn't tell her to give it to her son till after she had already gotten it out of pawn, and I knew it was in her possession at that time. She wasn't going to give it to me anyway.
Because you were fighting at that point?
That's correct.
Yeah.
But when we got back together, I did tell her, I want my necklace, because I was afraid she had given it to somebody else.
What did you do with the money that you pawned the stuff for?
I bought groceries and stuff for her and her kids.
Is that right?
No, I don't know when he pawned it or what he did with the money.
Let me ask you this question.
I don't know.
You were living together for a period of time, for this period of time, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you working? Working. And
At
you
that
tell
moment?
me where, for whom, and how much you were earning. So my question is, at the time he pawned the jewelry, were you employed?
I believe I was.
Believe
and
you
the reason,
were?
the reason I say is because it's been almost a year.
Well,
So-
I want you to think back. Think back.
I was
When
working.
did you-
Yeah, I was working as
For who?
For the state of Texas. I was a boot camp drill instructor.
What were you earning?
I was earning $7.25 an hour.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
Can't support yourself and 3 children on $7.25 an hour.
No, ma'am. My children live with their father.
So it was just the 2 of you?
And his 2 children.
Ah. So was she, in fact, working as a drill instructor at that point, sir?
No, she had already quit, but her kids came for visitation. And at that weekend was in between my pay periods, and we didn't have any money. And all 3 of them came, and we needed some money.
Okay, what kind of work do you do, sir?
I'm a private investigator.
So if you want these rings back, and if you want to terminate this relationship in a most agreeable and less stressful manner as possible, why don't you just give her back the necklace? She's going to give you back the rings, and then we've resolved part of this lawsuit.
Because I like the necklace.
Is it worth more than $2,500?
No, ma'am.
That's what you paid for the rings. That sounds fair to me, doesn't it?
If you feel that, I don't.
I sure do. So you're going to give her back the necklace, and she's going to give you back the rings. Then we've taken care of that. Now let's talk about the money. You say she took some money out of a bank account?
Yes, ma'am.
$600?
$662, something in that neighborhood. Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, it's my bank account, and the only money that was in that bank account was money that people had written me checks for cars or something. No money of hers ever went in that bank account.
Was it a joint bank account?
I did put her on the bank account, that's correct. But when she left, I requested the ATM cards and the credit cards.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Curtis Pritchard says ex-fiancée Betty Sestala refuses to give back his engagement ring and wedding band. Curtis also says Betty helped herself to his bank account.
I'll hear you.
Every week that I got paid, I gave Curtis my money. I worked from May 11th to August 9th.
3 months.
Yes, ma'am. I made $8,400. I didn't spend $8,000 in living expenses and stuff.
How much did you spend?
I don't know.
Well, how do I know?
Well, the reason that I say that is there's no way I could have possibly spent $8,000. I'm not a high-maintenance girl.
I don't know whether you are, whether you're not, but if you have a joint bank account and you're putting money in, and I assume you were putting money in the account?
No money went into the bank account.
What?
No, none of her pay ever went in the bank account.
Well, what happened with her $8,400? What happened with her $8,000?
She would get paid. She would give me some of her money, not all of it. She gave me some of her money. That's true.
Well, how much did she give you?
I couldn't be exactly sure, but you know, she's telling. She gave me some of her money, but I mean, it would cost $600 to $800 every time she wanted to go visit her kids, hotel, food. She'd go shopping all the time.
So it would be a fair statement that you commingled your funds.
That's correct.
Is that a fair
Yes, ma'am.
statement? And you're not married.
That's correct.
No, he's divorced as of yesterday.
Well, but you're not married now.
No, ma'am.
You folks cannot expect to come to court and have somebody else unravel these very intricate financial woes that you managed to get yourself into. And what I said at the start of this case was, you're 2 people, you started a relationship, it didn't work out, why can't you just put a period and move on? You clearly spent money during that 3-month period.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know whether you went to visit your children like he says you did, and he has no proof of what you spent. So I would be doing a guest job, and I don't do guest jobs.
Your Honor, the day that he kicked me out, told me to get the F out, I left walking, and I went without a dime, without any clothes but what I had on my back.
Just a second.
A strange man picked me up on the side of the road and...
Listen to me. You don't get compensated for that. You've had an on-again, off-again with this man clearly for a long time.
And he's the one that's been the one that's made the money off of it because I don't have a dime because he has it all.
Next time you should know better.
I've also sent her money when she needed it. She called me, asked me. I've got MoneyGrams where I sent her money.
Let me see.
So, I mean, it's not like she... This is in addition to that $600 she took. Plus, I just gave her $2,900 just a few days ago.
On the 1st of October of this year, did he send you $200?
Yes, ma'am.
What for?
For me to... I had my children that weekend. My son had a paintball competition,
And you called him and asked him for money and he sent it?
No, I didn't call him. He called me.
So he called you when you said you needed money?
No, I didn't. He asked me if I needed any money.
Fine. So he sent you $200 on the 1st. Then I have another transfer here to you in September.
Mm-hmm.
The end of September for another $300. What was that for?
For just basic living expenses because I went there without a dime.
He's not responsible for you.
No, he's not. And
He's
he never
not
has
responsible.
been.
He's not a. He doesn't sound like a cad to me.
Well,
did he give you? Did he give you other? Did he give you other money just last week?
No.
Are you lying to me?
No, I'm not. I have no reason to lie about it.
Well, I think you do. In any event, I'm going to cut the following order. Mr. Pritchard, listen to me, sir. You're going to part with that great necklace. You're going to give it back to her within 5 days, and she's going to part with the rings. You have one that you're wearing now?
That's the only one that I have.
Where's the other one?
He has it.
Take the ring off. Give it to Bird.
There's other things that you're not hearing that makes him not sound like such a cad. That's not it that I couldn't sue him for here, from where he borrowed $5,000 from me, and he sold the truck that he had gotten a loan on, and I've not got that. I got $600 of that, which I have the paperwork in my purse.
Mr. Pritchard, you want her son to have this necklace, or you want it back?
No, Jeremy can have it.
Give it back to her. You're to get the engagement necklace back to her.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep it simple. That's all.
Why is that excuse? You may step out.
I don't think that it's right that a man can keep everything he earned.
Didn't go quite like I thought, but I believe she was fair.
He wasn't working, and there was no money, and I had to make a living.
We're both kind of hard-headed, I guess.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Adams versus Canham. Step forward, please.
18-year-old student Jennifer Adams is suing her former classmate, 17-year-old student Christy Canham, for breaking her ankle during a fight.
Miss Adams, according to your complaint, the defendant assaulted you, you were injured, you want to be compensated. That's what the case is about. How do you know her?
We went to grammar school and to high school together.
Where did this assault take place?
At Annie's house.
At this young lady's house?
Yeah.
When?
October 2nd, 2001.
What was the dispute about?
The dispute was over a CD, but there's more to it. In August of this year, we had a get-together also at Annie's house, where everybody had gone in the house except for Christy and my fiance. And after everyone was inside, she said something to the extent of, fiance or not, I've had guys cheat on their girlfriends with me before. So he came in the house and he told me about it and didn't do anything about it at that time. We all went to bed, and we hadn't seen each other really during this time from August to October when the incident happened. My CDs had been left at the restaurant where she works, and somebody had gone through them.
You went to the restaurant where she works?
No.
Who left the CDs at the restaurant where she works?
Her little brother had my CDs, left them at the restaurant. Somebody went through them and took out a whole bunch of CDs, but she took one and took it to Hawaii with her.
So she had one of your CDs?
Yes.
Okay.
So I went out to Annie's on October 2nd.
What did you go to Annie's for?
Because we're friends.
Was she expecting you?
It was just we go out there all the time. Nobody expects anyone.
The defendant was there?
Yes.
Did you know the defendant was going to be
No.
there? So when you walked into the house, who was present?
Annie, Jimmy, and Stephanie.
Who's Stephanie?
And she's another friend of ours.
And the defendant?
Yes.
What happened when you got there?
When I got there, I walked in the door. Chrissy was standing on the opposite side of the room. I asked her where my CD was. She just kind of stood there looking at me. And I said, you heard me, where is my CD? She said, at my house. And I said, well, you better get it. And she asked why I was yelling at her. I said, because I didn't like her anyways, and her stealing my CD was the last straw. She asked me why I didn't like her. There was more arguing during this time, but when I said that I didn't like her, I said it was because she was a scandalous. And I went to walk into the kitchen, and I turned my back. She was sitting in a chair.
So she was sitting?
Yes, she was sitting. By this time, she was sitting.
Was she sitting at the time that you came in and started calling her names?
No.
She was standing?
Yes.
But then she sat down?
Yes.
Okay, so you're walking into another room, she's sitting?
Yes.
What happened next?
So I went to walk into the kitchen. I saw her out of the corner of my eye come at me. So I turned around. She went to hit me. I blocked her hit, put her in a headlock. So I had her in a headlock, and she was hitting me, and I was hitting her. She couldn't get away from me, so she turned me sideways, pushed me to the ground, snapping my ankle in 2 places. and Annie came over and pulled her off of me. When she did, Christy kicked me while I was on the ground. And then Annie helped me up. I walked into their computer room because that's where Stephanie was. It was about 10 feet. And Annie came in to see if I was all right, and I said, no, you need to take me to the emergency room. I can't walk. Jimmy came and picked me up and carried me to the car. While he was carrying me to the car, she was standing on the steps of the front of their house, yelling, you stupid, get back here, I'm gonna kick your ass. I couldn't even stand. So Jimmy puts me in the car and we're going to the emergency room. I told Annie, I said, she hit me first. Annie goes, I know, but she's only 17.
She didn't hit you first. It's not what you just told me. It's not what you just told me at all. You said she went to hit you and you grabbed her and put her in a headlock.
She went to hit me and I blocked her hit. She was still coming at me, and that's why I put her in a headlock. That's not what you said to me. You said, according to you, she went to hit you, you blocked her, and put her in a headlock. That's what you just told me. And I put her in a headlock because she was still coming at me. And we were
And what did you
hitting each
do
other.
when you put her in a headlock?
She was hitting me and I was hitting her.
So you had a fight?
Yes.
And you got the worst of it?
Not, she pushed me to the ground and busted my ankle.
She pushed you to the ground during the course of a fight that you started.
She came at me.
She pushed you to the ground during the course of a fight that you started.
I was walking away from the situation and she came at me from
after you had
behind.
started it.
So
if you were going to testify, is that what you would testify to? Exactly what she said? Huh?
Yes.
Perfect. Somebody's going to always get the worst of a fight. Isn't that right, Bird?
It's usually how it happens, Judge.
Usually how it happens. This time you got the worst of the fight. You walked into your friend's house and created a scene, and you didn't get any response from her the first time. You said to her, give me the blank CD. Give me the blank CD. Then, clearly, according to you, I'm not even going to her. According to you, she was standing, but then she sat down. And then you continued to call her names.
We were yelling at each other.
She didn't start yelling at you. You walked in and immediately, according to you, started to call her foul names. Right?
Yeah.
So you got a broken ankle? Huh? You got a broken ankle during the course of the fight?
Yes.
That's what happens. Suck it up. That's all.
All these are excuses. You made Steph.
26-year-old Danny Valenzuela is suing his son, 19-year-old student Danny Valenzuela Jr., for the cost of a car he totaled.
Order. All rise. 3 times. Yeah, this is case number 307 on the calendar in the matter of Valenzuela versus Valenzuela. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Valenzuela, the defendant is your son.
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, your son was driving your car and he had an accident. As a result of the accident, your car was totaled.
Yes.
The insurance company gave you some $1,800 for the car, is that right?
Actually, it's $1,187.81 was the offer.
You want your son to pay the difference between what you're going to accept from the insurance company and the blue book value of the car.
Yes. Honest, to begin with, Your Honor, I don't really care about the money. My wife and I are both here to hopefully, with your help, teach my son a lesson. Teach him to be a responsible adult instead of a young kid, 19 going on 14.
Well, the first thing, Mr. Valenzuela, is you have to teach your child is that if you have family disputes, you keep them within the family and you don't go to court. That's number one.
That's the first thing we tried.
Okay. Because going to court with a child is usually
The hardest thing we've done.
Well, it's a hard thing to do, and it's not only a hard thing to do, it usually doesn't promote family harmony in the long run. But that's really what you want. You want him, according to your papers, to pay the difference between what the value of the car was and what your insurance company is prepared to give you.
That's what I put in the thing.
And the defendant says that he was given a settlement. Is that right?
Yes.
For this accident. And after he finished paying the attorney's fees and the fees to the doctor that probably the lawyer sent you to, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much so.
Just pay attention. After you finished paying the lawyer and after you finished paying the chiropractor that he probably sent you to, he sent you to a chiropractor?
Yes.
How did I know that?
You the boss, applesauce.
Yeah. That you got $1,600 for your pain and suffering, and it's your pain and suffering, and your father should not be entitled to any of that. That's your defense, right?
Yes.
Tell me about the accident, sir. When did you have this accident?
January 28th, 2000.
Okay.
And I asked to borrow my father's car to go pick up one of my friends. And I was going along and I was driving, and this guy just pulled out in front of me and made me swerve out of the way, and I ended up hitting one of the power poles or whatever there. And then
What company did you settle with? Your father's insurance company or the other car's insurance company?
they had the same insurance company, actually.
Well, who did you sue?
His insurance company, I guess.
I'm
guessing.
asking you, sir.
His insurance company.
The other person's
Yes,
insurance
yes.
company. And the other person's insurance settled with you.
Yes. For pain and suffering I endured.
No, I understand that. But if
Yes.
they settled with you, that must have meant that they found that the other car was at fault. Is that right?
Yes, they found that their driver was 25% at fault, and my son was 75% at fault.
Oh, do you have those papers?
What percent?
This is the police report, and here's the liability right there.
I don't know anything about those percents.
You don't know anything about anything.
Like I said, Your
You had a
Honor,
lot of pain and suffering. I want you to tell me all about your pain and suffering. First, I want you to tell me, after this happened, when did your pain and suffering start?
The next morning I had whiplash in the neck.
Tell me all about it.
When I woke up, my neck was just like, I couldn't even really move at all. Like it was hard for me to move. Like every movement was pain for me.
So,
And then
and how old were you at the time?
18.
What were you doing at the time? Were you working, going to school?
Oh, I was a student.
You were a student?
Yeah, high school
Where?
student.
Cal Poly Pomona.
I was going to Apple Valley High School.
No, don't look at him. Look at me. Look at me. So
Okay,
you were
I was going to Apple Valley High
school.
School. I was a high school student the date of the accident. And the pain that I
Just meant,
endured...
did you go to school the following week?
Yes, I think so. I'm not...
When did you go to see a lawyer?
I'm not sure.
Try to think.
Within the week or so?
Approximately about 3 to 4 weeks after that.
And how many visits to the doctor did he have between the time of the accident and the time you went to see a lawyer?
About 3 or 4 times.
Before you went to the lawyer?
Yes.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, with honors.
Perfect, which means that you didn't miss too much school because of all of this pain and suffering, right?
No.
Mr. Valenzuela,
Yes.
Mercury Insurance, I gather, insures both you and the other car.
Yes,
Is that
they do,
right?
Your Honor.
Well, Mercury Insurance Company did pay him in settlement to settle a claim for what they perceive to be his pain and suffering. You are not entitled to that.
Okay.
According to him, he got a net check of $1,600.
Neck and back.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you. The accident was mostly your fault. What do you want me to do? Throw you a party? A pity party?
He pulled out in
75%.
front of me.
If you weren't going so fast, sir, you wouldn't have hit a pole. You're supposed to drive defensively. You're supposed to be able to stop on a dime.
I saved his life by not hitting him.
I'm not going behind what they found. This was your insurance company and their insurance company. You had the same insurance company. They found that you were 75% at fault. You were 75% at fault in causing the accident. And now I don't know whether they checked skid marks or whether they checked your odometer. I don't know what they did, but that's what they found. So if you were injured because you were going too fast in a car, and you must have been going pretty fast if you totaled the car, then that's what happens. Then you get a backache and a neck ache. What do you want me to do? Cry for you? You look pretty healthy to me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Danny Valenzuela says his son, Danny Valenzuela Jr., needs to be responsible for totaling his car. Danny Sr. claims his son has received a settlement for the accident and refuses to hand over any money.
What are you doing now?
Working.
What kind of work are you doing now, Mr. Valenzuela?
Sales.
What kind of sales?
Sporting goods store.
What kind of things are you selling?
Basketballs, tents, you know.
Things that you have to move around a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So clearly you are not totally incapacitated, right? As a result of this pain and suffering brought on mostly by yourself?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, right. Sir, if you have an 18-year-old child and you let him drive your car,
Yes.
You have to either have a lot of insurance or you don't let him drive your car.
Yes. The
That's
thing
what
where we started with this, though, was when he had the accident, I got him to the doctor and everything. During the next 2 weeks, he goes, Dad, I feel really bad about it. What I'm going to do is make it up to you and Mom. Whatever I get from the insurance, I'm going to make up the difference. I'm working. I'll pay you guys back for the car. Don't worry about it. Everything will be fine. I said, you sure? I was really, I was impressed. My son's being responsible. 2 years later, he finally gets a settlement. I call him and said, hey, you got a letter here. He reads it, goes, I'm going to sign, settle. Saturday comes, he gets a check. I call him again. I paid him. I said, you got your check. Comes home, says, I'll be right back. That was the end of September. The first time I seen him since then.
What happened? Shh. What happened?
Well, I got the check.
Yeah. Please. So I'm asking you.
I really can't say.
Oh, yes, you can. That's why you're here.
Well, this was money coming to my personal injury. This was a settlement for pain and suffering I endured.
Listen! But for the fact that you were out and your father let you borrow his car, you would not have been in a position to hurt yourself or to destroy his car. He didn't have anything to do with it but say, okay, you can borrow my car. Right? Not his fault. Most of this accident was caused by your negligence. And all your father is saying to you, hey, stop touching your nose and look at me. All your father is asking you to do is to be responsible because you said to him, I feel terrible about what happened to your car, and whatever it is, I'm going to make it up to you, whether it's from the insurance settlement if I get one or from a job that I have, whatever.
I'm sorry someone else made me crash your car. That's what I'm sorry for.
Mr. Valenzuela, you ain't getting it. Are you just thick? Your father and your mother are home. But for the fact that you were out in their car, they would have their car. Now, whether you feel a moral obligation, which you probably should, I'm sure your parents are hardworking people, just from a moral perspective, if you said to them, I want to make it up to you, which was the right thing to do, and then a couple of years go by, and say, well, now I got the check, forget about my moral obligation. All he wants you to do is to be a man.
Exactly.
I don't have $5,000 to just... Here,
There's no
Pop.
way. No. If you got a check and the whole check you got from them was $1,600, father's not looking for $5,000. Maybe what he puts here, but wasn't even your agreement with him. That's not even what you said to him. You said to him, "I'll give you the money when I settle with the insurance company." Isn't that what you said to him?
Yeah.
So why didn't you do that?
Because I think that whole check I deserved for myself. I think my neck and back pains was something I went through. He didn't go through that. I was in pain.
You caused it.
But I was in pain, though. I was in pain.
Just a second. You caused yourself to be in pain.
So then I caused myself to have that check.
Hey.
Oh.
I don't think you're going to get through.
What? I'm not going to get through.
Now you see,
today.
that's what we go through.
No, Mr. Valenzuela, you're not going to get through to him. Either he just decided that he's going to stonewall me, or he's pretty stupid. I don't know which one.
Actually, he's a very smart, charismatic young man.
Listen,
But
let me tell you something
he's just
about
not growing
charismatic.
up.
Let me tell you about
First nice thing he
charismatic.
said
He
to me
doesn't
in
do a
months.
thing for me. He doesn't do a thing for me. Because right now, I'm not sure whether he's a wise guy or just plain dumb. Because the last comment that he made to me, if I caused the accident, then I should get the insurance money. Isn't that what he said? Something like that? That's what he said. If I caused the accident, I should get the insurance. What? He earned it.
He earned it.
He earned it. He earned it. Bird would ordinarily be on the side of a teenager. Bird likes teenagers. He really is all for teenagers. He thinks they're all terrific. And me, I'm not so sure. But Birdie loves teenagers. Me, I like them medium rare. You got $1,600? You told your father you would give him the insurance proceeds? You changed your mind. There's no basis for you to change your mind, sir. You made an agreement with your father. That's what you have to give him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,600. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
What did I do wrong? Someone else forced me into an accident, and then all of a sudden I'm here in court, and it's like a case all of a sudden. I don't know what I did. I still don't know what I did wrong.
I didn't really care about the money. It's just his actions. And I told him, grow up.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sue versus Coran, step forward, please.
25-year-old loan officer Misty Sue is suing the father of her child. 24-year-old corporate trainer, Robert Coran Jr., for unpaid utility bills and for half of a down payment on a car.
Miss Sue, the defendant is your former boyfriend. You have a child together, a baby. How old is the baby?
4 months.
According to your complaint, there was a time when you lived together briefly, and he left owing you certain bills, which is just a couple of $100s. You also claim that you purchased a car together, which he took, and you put down the down payment on the car. He's paid you back some of the down payment, but he still owes you, according to you, I believe, what, $600 on the down payment. He says the down payment was a gift and that he owes you nothing, right?
Yes.
When did you live together? From when till when?
Middle of April to August 19th.
Who was paying your rent?
I paid for the first month that I was in maternity. He paid for the second part of my maternity.
So he paid the rent?
One time, yes.
And how much was that?
$400.
Were you living there from April to August?
Off and on. After the baby was born, yes. I was there predominantly. The only thing is, she said I only paid 1 month during those months. And the money that she did have, she'd had enough to pay her June rent, but July and August were covered by myself. There was such a limited amount of money by the time she had the baby coming in. She was only working, maybe it was 8 hours. Sometimes it would be 12 in the course of a week.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Coran? Are you paying child support regularly now?
The judge just set all that in motion.
What do you mean all that in motion?
We had an agreement outside of, before child support, she tells me, okay, I need this or I need that. But we went last week.
To finalize an order, a set order.
What she had us do is we come in there, we write down a percentage of what we each work and what he would be paying. Well, he decided that what he has to pay is too much. He has not paid any kind of child support. If you count buying diapers once a week in which he misses weeks at a time,
no, that's not child support.
That's not child support. So, no, I am responsible for everything.
That's usually what happens. You didn't have enough of a commitment to make a commitment to each other permanently, and then you make this commitment to have a child, and that's what happens.
Your Honor, I have acknowledged that when the judge makes the decision of, okay,
how much,
I will go back retroactively. That's not an issue.
Okay. So if you're going to go back retroactively, I'm not going to entertain these other bills. I believe him when he says he paid 2 months' rent. I want to hear about this car.
I got $3,459 back on my income tax. Both of us were without a car. His car had got taken away, so he didn't have it. We were together at that point, and I said, well, why don't we go and we'll get a car together, and it'll make it cheaper on both of us, and plus with the child coming.
So you put down the down payment on the car of $1,000.
Right.
There's no discrepancy that she did, in fact, put down the original $1,000.
The agreement we had was we were not officially together. We had lived together.
You were together enough to have a child together.
Yes, we had spent November, December, January together.
I don't get into that. You were going to tell me the agreement was what with regard to this $1,000?
The agreement was because of I had supported her for 2 months in the Christmas season because she had stopped working, some issues she was dealing with. I supported her with rent and everything.
Is that true?
He supported it with rent. Yes, you are correct.
So he paid what, 2 months' rent?
Plus
1 month. He
utilities.
did it. He did not do it both months. I supported myself. I got my food for myself. I did everything on my own until January. And he did not pay the rent because the people were coming to the house saying he did not pay it. So he can sit here and say, I paid it till he's blue in the face. It's not true.
It was paid.
You wouldn't have people knocking on your door in the lease office coming to your door if you paid it.
So your defense is that you supported her for whatever period of time prior to purchasing this car so that the down payment was?
She was going to put down $1,000. She needed $400 of it back immediately. It was as soon as I got my tax money back. But the other money was given to me. The car's in my name. There was no talk of putting her on the car. The insurance is my name. But the arrangement we were supposed to have is, okay, we're going to, if we're together or not.
You didn't say or not.
Or not.
No, Mr. Coran.
Okay.
I'm smarter than you are. Sorry. I'm smarter than you are, sir. If we were together, because you were planning on being together, this would be a car that was used by both of you.
But
and you purchased this car, was $1,000 down, and how much in payments?
It's $300 a month.
That you're paying.
Yes.
But Mr. Coran, you can't say to me, we talked about it, and the car was going to be mine. She was giving me the down payment whether we were together or not, because at that time, you weren't talking in terms of not being together. Otherwise, why would she take out $1,000 and put it? I'm speaking. Otherwise, why would she take out $1,000 for tax money and give it to you to put down on the car as a gift?
Because I supported her, and she knew that in supporting her back in December, January, that I was taking the money that I didn't have that would have paid my car payment, and I lost the car over it.
You lost the car that you just bought?
No. I lost
that car you still have.
I still have, no, I have my Jeep. I'm saying I had a Toyota that I lost. I couldn't pay the payment because I was supporting her.
Listen, if you had made a minor investment, you wouldn't have had this problem to begin with all of her time off owing to pregnancy and confinement, and, that would have been a very minor investment. Do we understand each other?
I understand you perfectly.
Then you don't have to worry about all this stuff. You have the car?
I have the car.
Good. You give her back $600 that she put down on a judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all.
Brent Hoffman is suing 22-year-old former inmate Karina Ondyke for an unpaid loan and for false allegations of propositioning her for sex.
Come to order. All rise. This is case number 483 on the calendar in the matter Hoffman versus Ondyke. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Hoffman, it is your claim that you loaned the defendant some money. She needed a start. She had been incarcerated, and she came to you for help. And you helped her out by finding her a place to live, loaning her some money. According to you, she repaid you by not paying you back, and in addition, made some allegations against you, which caused you to have to retire early from your job. You want to be compensated for that, too. The defendant says you were paid back the money by her boyfriend, and in addition, she never made false allegations against you. She only told the district attorney the truth. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. So, Ms. Ondyke, what were you in jail for?
I was in jail for theft.
What kind of theft?
Shoplifting clothes.
Is that the first time you were in jail?
No.
How many times had you been in jail before?
I had been booked and released probably about 2 or 3 times before that.
For what?
Theft also.
Shoplifting?
Yes.
Anything else other than shoplifting?
No.
What about your boyfriend? Ever been arrested?
Yes.
For what?
For being with me while I was shoplifting.
So the two of you were a team of shoplifters?
No, he was not.
Uh-huh. Now, how long were you in jail for?
9 days.
How did you meet the plaintiff?
I met him through my roommate.
Your roommate who you were in jail with?
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
I didn't have anywhere to go. I confided in her, and she introduced me to Brent, and he told me that he had a place for me to stay, and I had nowhere else to go.
What was his job in the jail?
He was a guard.
Okay. Now, Mr. Hoffman, how long were you a guard?
I've been with the county for 11 years.
Prior to that, what did you do?
I was with the state for 10 years.
Same capacity?
No, ma'am. I was an information officer there.
In the 11 years that you've been with the county as a guard, did you ever help a prisoner before?
I wrote a letter for one to the judge.
Other than that?
Other than that, nothing.
So what prompted you to do something for this young lady?
It was a spur of the moment, more or less. When I didn't know her. She was kept in another building, in a female wing. When I was introduced to her the first time, I basically saw someone that was scared, undernourished, just really down and out. I thought possibly just that I maybe could help and maybe make a difference.
So what did you do when she was released?
Picked her up, took her down, met Neil, my witness, and he went over the ground rules as far as where she was going to stay. It was in his apartment that was being empty.
His apartment was empty?
He was coming back into jail.
What do you mean he was coming back into jail?
He was arrested for driving after revocation. And it coincided that he was coming in when she was getting out.
So she was going to be living there by herself?
Correct.
Is that right so far?
Right.
And where was your boyfriend at this time?
He had his own place to stay.
All right. So how did you help her, Mr. Hoffman?
I got her a roof over her head. I was initially told that she was abused. She wanted to have a place. She couldn't go home because of her getting out of jail. She wasn't on good footing with her parents. Basically, she was telling me she had no place to go, no money, nothing.
How much money did you loan her?
$354.89. That was to cover her pawn ticket. She had a diamond graduation ring that meant a lot to her, that she would lose it if she didn't pay for that. We went and got that. I have the pawn ticket here. I also loaned her enough money to get tabs on her car, get the title transferred to her name so she could drive legally, and car insurance so that she could be up and running and try to find a job.
And according to your complaint, sir, she signed a note for that.
Yes, she did.
May I see it, please?
There's 2 notes. One is the original agreement, and the other one is what you paid to date.
What day were you released from jail?
Boy, it was months and months ago.
What day was she released?
August 27th.
Yeah.
8/27.
Yes.
Okay, you signed this note. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And then on October 14th, you signed another note that indicated that there was $250 due.
Right.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you made some payments to him.
Right. Slowly but surely.
Good. Now tell me about, sir, your early retirement.
On December 24th, I received a note from my administrator indicating that I was going to be asked to come down for an internal affairs hearing. Something in the back of my mind told me what it was about based on what had been going down the road with Karina.
What had been going down the road with Karina?
When she moved in, there were certain guidelines that she was asked to follow by Neil and by myself. And that was she clean her act up, get off drugs, get a job. In that process, she started to. She got a job. I helped her open up a bank account so she could have some money that she could fall back on. And that didn't last real long. And as soon as she got her first paycheck, that kind of started going down the road from there. She didn't like the job or whatever. She just couldn't show up on time because of the drugs. She freely admitted that she was using again. And that was one of the stipulations. It just kept getting worse and worse. She was back to stealing again.
How did you find out she was back to stealing again?
She stole something, and I asked her where it came from, and she said, I stole it. She admitted.
How did you see her during that time, sir?
At different times, I was asked by Neil to check on the apartment. And at different times, Karina would call me, too. She had a question about this, or she was upset about this, something with her boyfriend. She'd call me, and I'd stop after work or on my day off.
So what happened?
Basically, I took an early retirement. I resigned on my own accord instead of drawing it through more hearings and more hearings and more hearings.
What were the allegations that she made against you?
The allegations that she made was I hugged her, which I admitted to that. I did not make any sexual innuendos toward her. That was pretty much it that I'm aware of.
Okay, let's get to these allegations. How was the county contacted?
An attorney general contacted me and wanted to know what went down. They had heard that he had been harassing one of the inmates at the jail.
Not you?
Well, they wanted to know if he had been harassing me also. And I said, yes, he has made some sexual allegations towards me.
Like what?
Like, if I were to take a shower with him, I could totally forget about everything I ever owed him.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Retired prison guard Brent Hoffman says former inmate Karina Ondike owes for a loan he made after her release. Brent also claims Karina filed a false complaint with his supervisors, claiming he propositioned her for sex.
Okay. Did you see him after he made this, what you claim is an indecent proposal? Mm-hmm. Did you see him after that?
Yep.
How many times?
I can't count how many times. He had a key to Neil's apartment. He could come over whenever
After that occasion, did he ever make any other sexual references to you?
He just kept reminding me that if I did this with him, I could totally forget about it.
So he said it again?
Yeah.
How many times did he make that suggestion to you?
Probably twice after the first one.
But you saw him many, many times afterwards, according to you. Anything discussed on those other occasions?
I'd only see him for short times every time I would see him.
Mr. Hoffman, were there any other allegations, any other complaints that were made to Internal Affairs to the best of your knowledge, sir?
No.
How old are you?
59.
You understand that you could have gone through the entire process.
Yes, I could have. The entire process would have been long and drawn out. This way, by doing what I did, I receive a severance package and I get my full retirement.
Well, Mr. Hoffman, if you had gone through the entire administrative process, then we would have known whether there were any other allegations made or anything else. I don't. So you cannot be compensated for your early retirement, Mr. Hoffman. However, unless you have proof that you paid him the balance of this money, you still owe him $250. You have any proof that you paid him that $250?
I failed to get a receipt.
Failed to get a receipt, and you do have that you did pay to date 3 different payments as of October 14th. So you should have gotten a receipt.
Right.
Right. So you owe him $250. Mr. Hoffman, I don't know whether anything that this young lady says is true or not. I don't know that, sir. If it is not true, the phrase, no good deed goes unpunished, sort of comes to mind.
Yes, it does.
In any event. You are retired now? Going to go to work anyplace else?
I probably will.
Good. You have a pension from the state?
Yes.
Okay. Is it a reasonable pension?
It'll do.
It'll do. Good. Okay. Good luck, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $250. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. May step out.
The whole situation is just sick.
I tried to help someone and it just blew up in my face.
Never move in with people you don't know.
I'll still try to help people, but I'll approach it differently.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thomas versus Flannery. Step forward.
19-year-old homemaker Amanda Thomas is suing her fiancé's father, 38-year-old auto mechanic Paul Flannery Sr., for the money she paid him to fix her car.
Miss Thomas, you and the defendant's son, I assume this is the defendant's son,
Yes.
a boyfriend and girlfriend.
Fiance.
According to your complaint, some time ago, the defendant agreed to fix your car, and you gave him money. Months went by, and finally, since the car wasn't fixed, you had it towed back to your residence where you were living. You want Mr. Flannery to give you back your money because he did not do what he said he was going to do to fix the car. Mr. Flannery says he did invest a lot of time and effort in the car, and his defense is you are really just a troublemaker. Is that your defense, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Would you stand up here, please? What's your first name?
Paul?
Paul, do you and Miss Thomas live together?
Yes.
Just the two of you, or do you live?
We have a child, a
We have a
4-month-old.
So the three of you live together?
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
Do you work?
No. Oh, I'm a housewife.
Whose wife are you?
Housemaker.
A house fiancé.
House fiance.
Now tell me about this car. What was wrong with it?
It had some motor problems. Mr. Flannery over here was, the agreement was he was to fix our motor, put paint on the car, and put an exhaust on the car. And if there was any money left over, he was to put tires on our car.
Is that your business, sir?
It's my field, yes.
Well, what do you do for a living?
I'm a mechanic, yeah, that's...
So you are in the business of fixing cars?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You were supposed to fix the motor, paint it, and put in an exhaust system.
That's basically true, but the agreement was more that I was gonna... This was more of a resurrection than a car repair. There was no transmission, driveline parts thrown everywhere. The interior was all inside the car. I mean, this was a extensive project. This was not just a repair.
Now, did you have another car, or was this your only car?
We have a 2-seater car. I was pregnant at the time, and he said he would get this car done in 3 months, so I would have a back seat for my child.
How much did you give him to fix the car?
I gave him $1,930, and I have a copy of that check.
Okay, he doesn't deny that you gave him the check.
Okay.
And when did you give him the car?
The check was written on May 18th, so he took the car probably 2 weeks after that.
And how long were you supposed to take to fix the car, sir?
There was no time limit put on this. When I talked to my son, the only statement that I made in regards to time was that it would be at least 6 months. I also told him...
Why was it going to take at least 6 months?
Well, because I work, pretty much full-time. I work every other Saturday. And when I do things like this, I'm not going to sacrifice my family. I have small children in the house and my wife, and I'm not going to take every minute that I have off just to do this vehicle. I mean, that was the understanding. This was something that was just going to be done over a period of time.
All right. When was the baby due?
November 5th.
And that's when you wanted the car. You wanted the car so that you
Before
had
then, yeah. It was supposed to be 3 months after I gave him the check, and he knew that we only had a 2-seater car.
Okay. So what happened?
After the 3 months, we asked him what was going on with the car. He said the machine shop is booked up and, they're taking a little longer. Well, in December, we had gotten very impatient, and we asked him again. He said the machine shop is taking too long, so he decided that he was going to go ahead and put paint on the car and put tires on the car, Well, where's the motor? I called the machine shop. They said they've had the motor for a few months now, and if somebody would give him the money, he could get the motor done in 2 weeks.
Had you paid the machine shop for the motor?
No.
Why not?
Well, initially when I did this, we agreed on the amount. I knew the amount of money I had to work with. I was looking to spend in the $700 range on the motor itself so that I could afford all these other things.
What other things?
Well, as far as the paint and body, the putting back together what was torn apart.
How much did you have to spend in parts, Mr. Flannery, other than the $700 that you say you needed for the motor?
I probably spent $300 or so on paint and body supplies.
Okay, and that's all the money you spent on the car?
Other than wheels and tires that I purchased for the car also.
Well, how much was that?
That was about $600.
You have receipts for that?
I do have receipts for that.
Let me see the receipts from all the things that you did on the car.
Your Honor, I would like to see those receipts also.
Me too.
No, I do not have receipts for the paint and supplies.
Your Honor, they're
I only
in
have
his
for the
garage.
one time.
I know because I work with him all the time. He told me when he did the car, the paint job's not going to cost anything because I have the stuff laying around the house to do it.
Paint.
We can get the motor going for your son, sure, no problem. Guess what? It's not.
The machine shop also said that it's going to cost $1,500 for us to get our motor out.
You can't run a car without a motor.
Exactly.
You can run it without paint, but not without a motor.
Exactly.
When did you finally take the car back?
December 31st, we had it towed, and I have a receipt for the tow.
So why didn't you just give them their money back?
Well, I could have given them back, I suppose, a certain amount, but I have, like I said, the amount in wheels and tires, the paint and body.
The paint and body you did, sir,
also,
and that you did for your son, I assume.
Well, you know, the whole thing was done for my son. This was not a...
So then don't count on the things, the paint and body you had, because that's your business. Now, you said you put new tires on the car?
Yeah, and wheels.
Well,
it had mismatched wheels. And...
Let me see.
Your Honor, that receipt is from his place of employment.
Let me see. Let me see. Were these used tires, sir?
No, the tires were brand new. The wheels weren't used.
And the tires you paid $64 a piece for?
Yes.
Tire company. Do you work for them?
Yes.
What's the list price of these tires?
I would have no idea that. I'm not involved in sales.
Is this the wholesale price for tires?
No, it's cost plus 10% or whatever.
Show me your check to them, sir, for $591.
I didn't pay it in check. I paid them in cash.
I don't believe you, Mr. Flannery. I don't believe you at all. You have to give them back their money, sir. What I don't understand, Mr. Flannery, is if you were going to do this for your son because they needed a car because they were going to have a baby, as ridiculous as that is for a 17-year-old and a 19-year-old to have a baby, then you should have done it for nothing.
Well, I was doing it for nothing.
No,
the money was only for whatever it took to get the car back into...
But you didn't get it into shape. It didn't work 8 months later.
Your Honor, that just was not part of the deal. I mean, my son and I
They
sat
needed
at length.
the cars so that they would have a back seat of the car to put the baby in.
That point wasn't even brought up at the time of the agreement. I mean,
Mr. Flannery, you think that these two people have a lot of money?
No.
They don't have any money. And if they have a two-seater car, so if they want to travel with their baby, you don't have to discuss it. The parent knows. My kids are having a baby, so I'm going to take all my spare time and see to it that by the time the baby comes, they'll have a car with a back seat.
Your
That's
Honor,
what parents do.
I gave him the money and I told him nothing else was important other than the fact that I wanted the car to move. He knew that. He can't say that he didn't know that. It's a bold-faced lie. I told him, we gotta have this car on the road. I don't care what it looks like. She needs to go to work. I need to go to work. We can't survive.
None of that was ever even said or brought up.
Well, why do you think that they took whatever little bit of money they had and gave it to you?
They wanted me to make a decent car out of it.
So then why didn't you say, let me have the car. I'll see how little I can have it done for. When I'm finished with it, you'll pay me for the parts, instead of taking the money from them up front.
Well, Your Honor, we're not exactly, rich either. And
Neither are they.
I know, and we were just, we live paycheck to paycheck like everybody else.
But so far, you didn't expend any money. You were sitting with their money. Most parents would do it and say, I'll take care of it myself, and I'll struggle, even though you did a foolish thing by making this family before you were supposed to, before you were fully cooked. But certainly, if you have their money for a year, you don't buy a motor for a year. A car can't run without a motor. You got to give them back their money. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,930. That's all.
Parties are excused. May step out.
Cynthia Ellis is suing her son, 24-year-old accounting clerk James Ellis, for an unpaid loan to keep his car. Cynthia says it's time for James to do the right thing.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 533 on the calendar in the matter of Ellis versus Ellis. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mr. Ellis.
Yes.
This is your mom?
Yes.
How old are you, sir?
24.
I see here that you have children. How many children do you have?
4.
They all live with you?
Yes.
You hesitated for a minute. What does that mean?
Nothing. Just nothing.
Do your children live with you?
All 4
or
of
do
them,
you
yeah.
live with your children?
Mm-hmm. Live with my children. All 4. And my wife.
Because that has something to do with this. Has your mother been helpful to you in the past?
Sort of, kinda.
What does that mean, sort of, kinda?
Well, when I asked her to help me do things when I needed it, She was there.
Did your mother work?
Not at the present time, no.
Did she work when you were growing up?
Yes, she did.
This case has to do with the fact, Mrs. Ellis, that you say that your son came to you recently and
Yes.
said that he was having some difficulty with a car and that he needed some money. Is that right?
Yes.
What kind of difficulty was he having with his car?
It was repossessed again.
And how much money did he need?
$4,123.76.
And I gather from your complaint that you weren't anxious to give him that money immediately. Is that right?
That's true.
Why is that?
Because, like he said, I've helped him in the past. I'm always there for him. And the money that I would help him with, I would give it to him from my savings. It was my money. But this $4,000 that we're speaking of, that came from a credit card. That's borrowing from Paul to loan to Peter, and you have to pay that money back.
Did he come to you asking you for this money?
Yes, he did.
And what did you initially tell him?
I told him no. I told him I think I've done enough.
What did he say?
He begged me and sobbed and asked me to give him another chance, and I'll prove it to you, Mom. Just, if you loaned it to me this last time, I promise you, I'm going to pay you this money back. He cried and everything, but I told him no. And when I told him no, I was so happy, I was so proud of myself that I said no. I was like, yes, I actually turned this guy down, So he left, and he went to my mom's house, and he cried to her. And I guess she's never seen him cry. So she called me and said, can you just give him one more chance? I think he's going to own up to this. I think he's going to really pay you this money back.
What kind of car was it that was repossessed?
97 Dodge Stratus.
So you ultimately gave in. And you gave him $4,123. What was the arrangement as far as repaying you?
I loaned him the $4,123.76. He says gave. I just want to correct you because you said gave. I'm sorry, but you said gave, and that's what he keeps saying gave. It wasn't gave.
Go ahead.
Okay. I loaned him the money August the 17th, and he was supposed to give me $500 every 2 weeks to be paid in full by December the 10th, and any accrued interest that was left over, he would give me that with the next pay, which was December the 24th. And I don't want you to think that I'm kind of like, well, why would you want all this money for this guy? You got these kids. He has a good job, but he was getting a second job that my husband was getting for him. And he promised me that was the money he's going to pay me from. And after I loaned him the money, no second job.
But he did make some payments to you.
Yeah.
Not exactly on time, but $200 or $500 in August and October, and then he gave you a payment in December of $250.
Yes.
So he repaid you a total of $1,250.
Yes.
And then what happened, Mrs. Ellis?
The date he gave me, $250, was the date that the loan was supposed to be paid off, which was December the 10th. He gave my sister the $250 and told her to tell me he would give me the rest of the money with his income tax. He got his income tax and no money.
Did you call him?
Yeah, but I was harassing him when I called him.
Well, what were you saying to him?
I need a payment. I need to pay this credit card. And he would tell me, I got kids over here I got to feed, and he would give me the rundown on the things that's going on in his life, but never mind what's going on in my life.
And then there came a point when he told you that you couldn't see your grandchildren?
Yeah. Every time he gets mad at me about something, he holds those kids hostage. Every time. Every time he gets mad at me about something, I cannot see those grandkids.
How many grandchildren do you have?
3 from him. I have 5 total, but I have 3 by him.
I thought he said he had 4 children.
He has a stepchild.
And did you see your grandchildren regularly before all this happened? Have you seen them
Whenever
since?
he wasn't mad at me.
Have you seen them recently?
No, I haven't seen. The last time I saw the kids were in January.
All right, Mr. Ellis, now I'll hear from you, sir.
All righty. Oh, well, I needed the money. Because, I had this, like back in 1999, she bought me a car. It was a piece of crap, broke down on me. And then, I saved up some money. I said, look, I need help to get another car. So I asked her, I said, could you help me out get another car? She was like, no, 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 no. So I went and got the car on my own. Then, I got in these financial situations, these bonds.
You didn't get the car on your own.
Shh, Mrs. Ellis.
He didn't get the car on his own.
Hey,
just a minute. Just a minute. I'll get back to you.
So I went and got the car on my own, and then, and then I was like, I found going into these financial situations. And then I came back to it when my car got repossessed. I said, I need you to help me get my car to repossession. I begged and I pleaded. Yeah, I cried too. Because it hurt me. I was real hurt.
What were you hurt about? It's a car.
No, I was hurt because, this is my mom's. I'm like, she should have been there for me faster. But, nevertheless, nevertheless, she was there in the long run, and I got my car. She say she, supposedly loaned me the money, but, she gave it to me because she rightfully, Hey, she owed me it. Buy me that junk car.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Chrysynthia Ellis says her son James Ellis owes for an unpaid loan. James says he's got 4 kids to support.
Go ahead.
And then, you know, I gave her I think $500, $250, you know, to help her out, you know.
What do you mean to help her out? Help her out.
I mean to help her out because she gave me the money. You know, I'm just helping out. I'm saying, look, you know, you ain't working, and here's some money to help you out. And then, you know, I told her about the income tax thing. You know, when that came around, you know, situations come up. I got 4 kids, got a wife, got responsibilities. You know, hey.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Ellis. So you have 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
How old are your 3 children?
3, 2, and soon to be 1.
Now, Mr. Ellis, do you make enough money to have 3 children?
I make enough to make ends meet, yeah.
When do you think it comes time for your mother to be able to put away for your mother and not to have to worry about a grown adult son who's old enough to be married, old enough to have a job, old enough to make 3 babies? When do you think that time comes?
I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you, there comes a time when children are supposed to say about their parents, listen, they've brought me to a certain point, right? My mother's not a rich lady. She should be able to put some money away so that when it comes time that she can no longer work or she needs money for her old age and her retirement, she has some money. She's got to stop bailing me out. You don't buy a car that you can't afford. If you have a wife, let your wife get a job instead of having another baby. You get a second job. If your wife can't get a job because she has 3 young children, because you have 3 young babies, what?
She's in school right now, you know?
Well, listen, Mr. Ellis, that's fine. All of that is not your mother's responsibility. All of that is your responsibility.
Well.
And the fact that your mother, let us assume that your mother bought you a car in 1999. 1999 wasn't so long ago. According to you, you were a father in 1999. All right, so you were a big grown-up guy. So she bought you a car in 1999, and it turned out to be a lemon. So you think that she owed you? She doesn't owe you anything. She doesn't owe you anything. She owed you to bring you along a certain point in your life, and after that, whatever she gives you is really a gift out of the goodness of her heart. But this was clearly a loan. It was a loan because you paid her back some.
That's because I was just looking out.
No.
I was looking out, being a nice guy.
No, when did you ever do that before, Mr. Ellis? I want to know when you ever did it before. When did you ever just gratuitously say to your mother, listen, here's $2,000, Mom. I want you to put it in your 401k. Well, you know, you don't, because you don't have anything extra. With 4 children and a wife who doesn't work and goes to school, you don't have anything extra. So this money that you gave her was not an extra money that you had. It was money that you owed her. Then she started to bug you about it because she's getting the bills every month and the interest is going up, and it's on her credit card. And then you had the gall to say to her, you won't see your grandchildren. What kind of business is that?
Well,
why do you punish
it seemed good business at the time.
Why do you bring your children into it? What kind of a father brings their children into a dispute like that?
I'm just saying, she's getting mad at me. I say, hey, can't see the kids.
Well, but I'm asking you, Mr. Ellis, does that sound like a mature thing to you?
Wow.
Does that sound like a grown-up thing to you?
Well,
you know, your children enjoy their hey, quiet, I'm speaking. You know, your wife may find you amusing, I don't. Your children enjoy seeing their grandmother. Why would you, as a good father, want to punish your children?
Because she's punishing me by harassing me about the money.
So, you're prepared to punish your little children because you don't like the way your mother is treating you. Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're saying to me?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,873. Grow up, especially before you have any more babies.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was given, and she want to say it was a loan. You know, it's just like a big conspiracy against me.
You have to crawl before you walk. He didn't want to crawl, he didn't want to walk, he wanted to fly, but I got mine in the end.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Akers, Buttry versus Hill. Step forward, please.
24-year-old student Christine Akers and her fiancé James Buttry are suing 42-year-old photographer Greg Hill for a refund of the deposit on their wedding photos. Christine and James say Greg botched the delivery of their engagement pictures and they don't trust him.
All right, who's going to do the talking?
Both of us.
No, I have a feeling you are.
Okay.
You folks are engaged and planning to get married next month.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, you hired the defendant to photograph your wedding. And he took some engagement pictures and promised them to you in a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks turned into a couple of months.
Yes.
Didn't get the pictures. And you don't want them anymore. You want your deposit back?
Yes.
And some other damages, which you're not going to get. Forget the aggravation. You didn't have the aggravation because you didn't have him take your wedding pictures yet. When did you hire him?
We hired him on September 17th.
Did you sign a contract?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of the contract?
No, I do not.
No, Your Honor. We never received one.
But you signed it?
Yes, Your Honor.
That you got through the mail?
I got it the day that we took the engagement session pictures. So when I saw him, I signed it, handed it to him, and he replied that he would get me a new one in the mail.
And he did not send one back?
He did not, no.
And how much a deposit did he take from you?
We wrote a check for $614.44, which we were told was 1/3 of the total amount of our photography.
For the entire wedding?
For the entire wedding.
Okay. So on September 17th, you hired him and took the engagement pictures?
No, we took the engagement pictures on October 6th.
When did he say you would get those proofs back?
We would get the proofs back within
When did he say you would get the proofs
2
back?
weeks.
Okay. What happened after 2 weeks? Then you get into the third week in October. What happened?
After about the 4th week, we tried to contact him, and we contacted him for the next 7 weeks. Reached answering machine. He would return at a house when we asked to return to work and that type of thing.
What did you say on the machine?
We just want to know where our pictures were, and you said you would get them to us in 2 weeks. It's now been however many weeks, and then give me a call, please. I'm at home. I'll be here for X amount after this time.
When did he finally get in touch with you?
Around the week of November 12th.
And what did he say?
Well, actually, we spoke to Mrs. Hill. She said she would try to get the pictures out by Thanksgiving because we were leaving to go see family. We wanted the pictures before then.
And did she get them to you by Thanksgiving?
No.
When did he finally get the pictures to you?
We finally got the pictures hand-delivered to Jimmy's work.
On what date?
November the 27th, Your Honor. I had tried to reach him prior to Thanksgiving, left messages requesting that he did not put the pictures in the mail, that we would come to his house and pick them up before we left to go out of town. Left numerous numbers for him to reach me. When I got home that day, there was a message on my machine saying that he was going to put them in the mail that evening and we would receive them before the Wednesday prior to Thanksgiving. I immediately called and asked him to not do that. We would come get them.
So he came and actually brought them to you?
The Monday after Thanksgiving.
Monday after Thanksgiving?
Yes, Your Honor. I called the Wednesday we were about to leave, the day he told us we would have the pictures by. I left a message saying that, Your Honor, we are leaving to go out of town. We wanted to get our pictures by today. This is why we asked you not to mail them. Could we, trying to reach him to maybe come by and pick them up on our way out of town.
Okay, Mr. Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
According to your answer, sir, you were going through a little internal stuff. You were downsizing your business. What does that mean, downsizing your business?
That means that I moved from a commercial location back into my home.
Well, what excuse do you have, sir, for not getting the pictures to them on time?
It was the studio's fault that we didn't get the photos to them on time. It was during this time when we were moving everything back from the commercial location to the house. It was miscommunication between the people in my office and myself. Their phone calls were returned on more than one occasion.
Yeah, but they didn't get their pictures.
They did eventually.
Mr. Hill.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any question as to why they have a lack of confidence in you to do their wedding?
I'm trying to figure out how to answer that question, Judge.
How long have you been in the business, Mr. Hill?
20 years. And occasionally problems occur.
It's not occasionally. I want to tell you something. We've done 5 weddings. 5.
Yes, ma'am.
It seems it's endemic in the photography business. You're supposed to get your pictures back, your proofs back in 6 weeks from the wedding. A year later, people are still waiting for their proofs. But by that time, they have no choice because you're the only game in town. You're the one who took the pictures. So all these young couples wait. They wait for 2 months, 3 months, and 4 months, and 5 months, and 6 months, and they don't get them back. And you guys have them over a barrel. But here, these people had a preview. You were supposed to get their pictures back to them in 2 weeks, and it took 8 weeks to get proofs, engagement proofs. These are not whole wedding pictures, but just engagement proofs. Why should they continue with your services and buy into aggravation? Why?
Because it was an unusual circumstance.
That's not their fault. They wanted their pictures. Mr. Hill, I can understand you downsizing your business, but I can't understand why downsizing your business prevents you from getting their pictures to them in 3 weeks.
I have a staff that I was dependent on to do certain things also. When you photograph a volume of weddings and portraits and children, you have to leave some things up to other people, although it is ultimately my responsibility.
Right.
And once I found out, see, I was told that they were getting some of their calls returned. I didn't realize it was just some at the time.
What difference does it make if they got calls? They didn't get their pictures. So if you were told that they were getting some of their calls returned, Mr. Hill, then you knew that there was a problem that they hadn't gotten their pictures. So why didn't you at that point say, I'm going to get them their pictures immediately? Mr. Hill, these people told you that they wanted the pictures, the few pictures that you had taken, so that they could take them home for Thanksgiving. They didn't get them until after Thanksgiving. I find that you breached your agreement with them. And you should have, under the circumstances, said to them, I don't want any bad feeling. It was my fault, ultimately, whether it was my employee's fault or my fault. I don't want you to be unhappy. I do a lot of weddings, I do a lot of children, I do a lot of showers. I'll eat that day if I can't rebook it. But you only hopefully get married one time, and I want you to be happy. So you have to return their money to them, sir, $614.44. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused.